Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for a second topic of discussion for today. And as we noted in our introduction, we're going to be shedding the light on the strategy for Egypt, which is being prepared by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities ahead of launching an international campaign to promote tourism in Egypt. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Said Ali Taha, tourism expert. A very good morning, Mr. Said.
Good morning.
Mr. Said, first, how do you see the importance of the strategy of promoting tourism in Egypt and the results of that strategy on the influx of tourists in Egypt?
Yeah, it is very, very important, and there are a lot of excess going on. For example, yesterday I've been searching on the website of the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, and I found the Minister of Antiquities and Tourism was in Saqqara inspecting a new discovery and reopening of the Southern Tomb in in Saqqara. And in the same time, the General Secretary of the Sovereign Council of Antiquities was watching and inspecting the restoration work going on in Karnak Temple. All these activities, it's a kind of advertising. It's a kind of advertising because all the media and the social media announce these activities, and that's very important for us because it's kind of propaganda and the kind of advertising that's going on about Egypt. The arranged strategy for announcing and advertising, and that was held by the Deputy Minister, Mrs. Shalabi, and she been gathering, and she had a meeting with the responsible agency about this advertising campaign. And from time to time, maybe you can watch on social media or in some local TV channels, a small films, a small videos about the different sites and about the different governorates of Egypt. Nowadays, you can see it on TV. This is very important, but we need those little films and also to be on social media. It is on the website of the Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism and Antiquities. For example, I do myself, I share those videos on my Facebook and my other social media website. As we talk always and as we say always, the word of mouth is very, very important. So I work as a tour guide. So I have a lot of tourists that been with me before on my Facebook, for example. I let them to be tuned about those activities, and I share those activities for them, and I receive a lot of questions and a lot of comments from time to time. And all of them, they said, we will be back again to visit Egypt and to visit all these new historical sites and to watch and witness the new discoveries that are going on around Egypt. And all of them are waiting for the opening of the, the new gem or the Grand Egyptian Museum. And when I asked them, have you watched about the movement or the transportation of that solar boat in Giza? They said, yes, it was very amazing and very important. And about the Golden Parade, they said, yes. And all of these activities helped a lot in, in advertising Egypt. And the results we receive nowadays. We have a good movement in tourism nowadays. They resumed the flights from Switzerland last week, and a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, we received a new flights from Russia. And nowadays, there are some Americans North America continent, they visit Egypt from time to time. And last, I think it was a day before yesterday, they received those boats who sail on the Mediterranean Sea. One was in Alexandria and the other one was in Port-Said.
Mr. Said, how do you see the importance of the participation of the private sector represented in the Egyptian Union for the tourism chambers in this in the promotion of this very important strategy?
Of course, this is very important, not only for advertising and for a personal benefit as well, because those people who are working in tourism, even in like in hotels or in travel agencies, when they participate in this, they will receive the benefit of this, because a lot of tourists will come to visit Egypt, and that means a good income for them. So it's let's say let's get it from the economical side. This is very important for the travel agencies as well. And they had to do this a long time ago, but due to that social matters and some circumstances that are going on in Egypt through the last years, it is started now, and I can realize this because I work in this field, and I can see we got some tourists nowadays. For example, I will receive a group this week in Luxor this Monday, and I will start a Nile cruise as well. So we start to get charter flights from different countries. For example, they resumed the charter flights from Spain and another one from Germany as well. And we can feel the benefit of this advertising and this work that's going on around from time to time. And this will help a lot to resume all the charter flights that we used to have it in 2019 or in the beginning of 2020 before the COVID-19.
Mr. Said, in your opinion, why is it important to have a marketing and promoting plan for the upcoming 2 or 3 years?
It is very important because imagine yourself you want to travel anywhere. If you don't know a lot or enough information about this place that you are heading to travel, you will search it. But I want to provide this to be easy for you and to forbid the fake places that they announced negatively about Egypt. So the most important thing, the personal announcement. Let's say when my friends that on my Facebook page or whatever of the social media ask me about what is going on, I'll tell them the truth, and that's very important and very trustful information, because it comes from mouth to mouth or face to face information, as we know. Some people don't believe on the announcement or the official media, whatever, because they said this is affected by policy and by political matters.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Said Ali Taha, we really appreciate your insight. Tourism expert Mr. Said Ali Taha was joining us in our second topic of discussion for today. And dear viewers, by this, we come to the end of